Philosophy. It is perhaps a rather strange word in your world today compared to what it was in, we would say, past times, in my time. Philosophy was the religion of the time. Did you know that? Before your modern day, we would say, religions. Philosophy was taking the world around you into account, making decisions about what was real, what was unreal, what mattered. And the nice thing about philosophy, it is rather an open end. You make decisions saying this is what this is, and that gives you a basis, and then you build upon that basis, one step upon the other. And each philosopher had the ability to create his own little world or his own little philosophy, just as you do today, if you choose. But you all have a bit of philosophy. The way the world is, how you are, how this person is, how that person is, how things should be happening. You build a philosophy or belief system on the world around you. That is how you grow, how you choose to evolve. Now, old philosophers, Aristotle, Plato, and all the others, use this form as a form of discussion. Heated debates even. Jealousies, rage, all of this brought forth because of difference in opinion based upon what they perceived to be true or what they perceived to be real. And then all of a sudden, philosophy lost favor to religions. For the most part, religions have taken an ideal and decided this is what is. This is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So everyone has to believe that. If you disagree with them, then you're out of the club. Notice that? Philosophy, on the other hand, is somewhat different. It doesn't ascribe to certain dogmas, certain ideas, no set ways. Again, it is open-ended. So you get to choose your own philosophy. Now, it is most interesting that most people do not consider it even to be viable in this day and time that you exist. They believe that it is more about media presentation, it is more about religious presentation, it is more about the status quo, everything that has been before. They believe something that was presented hundreds, even thousands of years ago as still being viable, still being known the truth. They do not allow it to grow, to evolve. It is not open-ended, it is already closed. Somebody has written the book. This is the way things are. It is cast in stone, or at least it is in print. So philosophy does not seem to be in favor. Most of your world today is dictated from a standpoint of that you all should be of the same pattern. You all should be cookie cutters. You should have this similarity to someone's ideal of what is perfect. We still are delighted with this idea that each family, I think, in your country has 2 1/4 children. We have yet to see that quarter children running around, but notice that is the idea that you should have your nose to the grindstone, you should work 7/24, you should try to succeed. And the harder you try, sometimes it seems like the further behind you get. What if you stop for a moment and ask yourself, what is this all for? Do you not recognize that the system that you exist in wishes you to be productive 7/24? It does not allow you any time to think for yourself. It does not encourage you to be a philosopher. It does not include being one that disagrees. Your civil rights, your women's lib movement, all of that is not blessed by your government or your society. So notice all the protesters, in effect, are a bit of a philosopher. They are here to present themselves in the way they believe the world should be. They become philosophers of life, philosophers of what can be. They imagine something greater. Perhaps it is because that they are not heard. Those in charge, those in control, simply do not wish anybody to rock the boat. They have established this and they say, this works, so why should you challenge us? And if you never challenge, you will never change. So the world will keep repeating itself over and over again. If they could present to you one automobile, that would suffice. Then you would only have one automobile. It would never grow, it never would evolve, it never would change. Look around you. You have all sorts of automobile companies that are presenting different ideas to you. Different challenging, they are evolving. If you are involved with anything that grows and evolves, you are a philosopher, you have the ability to imagine, you have the ability to create, and you know that. You do not buy what has been as being the only way. So you will hear philosophers, discussions, ideas, truths are open-ended. They allow for change. And you are in that process of changing, that process of creating something delightful. Notice, while most of you do not embrace change, if you never had change, the world would get to be boring and dull. It would get to be routine. So then we ask you, how many lives are out there that are simply repetitions of the day before, the day before, the day before? And it's the same thing into your future. If you do this so much and you never think, if you never ask yourself, is there something different? Then that is what your future will be, the same thing. Repeated patterns, status quo, exactly what those in control wish you to be like. Now, we do not suggest that you need to be a rebel, that you need to go out and bomb buildings or destroy things, injure people. Just the opposite. To be a philosopher, you do not have to attack anything in the material world. This is a discussion of the mind, of possibilities. And what we wish to tell you is you're approaching this magic number that they call 2012, December the 21st or something like that, when the world will end, or a new world will begin. The reality is that it will simply pass gently through if you allow it. Now, you are philosophers, yes? What is your idea of what is going to happen? You have some old philosophies, some old predictions from different sources that says the world is going to end in chaos. So you buy into that. The world shakes a little bit. Storms get more dire. Your polar ice caps are melting. All of this stuff, as you think, well, these are signs. Have you not noticed? But if you're a philosopher, take awareness that you are able to imagine something different, something greater, some evolution of humanity, of mankind, that steps away from routine, that allows you to imagine something greater, to be a philosopher. And we had mentioned before that you are connected consciousness or mass consciousness, so what you imagine goes out and touches everyone else. Your philosophies of life, especially those that you love, that you embrace, will endure. If you embrace a philosophy of total annihilation, of destruction, then that is what you create. But we wish you to be philosophers of a great future. You will see mankind evolve into something that you have never imagined. You will find yourself having the ability, by your thoughts, to create the things that are around you in full awareness. based upon steps that you have accepted before, new foundations. So we wish all of you to have an awareness that you are philosophers in this new age, this current age, and this great dynamics that is upon you. We were Alexander.